This is
Wow.
this is a quick disclaimer. This is a quick disclaimer. Messy moment, messy moment. Y'all, drag artists, sisters, huntymen, when we do drag brunch, we don't have to go outside every time. We could perform inside the building sometimes because can you hear the music out there? Did something happen out there? You just walked outside.
Um, I have nothing to say on other people's drag brunches and drag performances. I don't. Hi
Hi.
everyone, I'm hungover. I
Why
did
would you
break
be
my dry
hungover?
January yesterday. Well, I didn't break my dry January. Y'all knew what the code was. I was not gonna go to dinner at Le Dip and not enjoy as much champagne as possible, and I
I just want
did enjoy a
to
lot of champagne.
shout out to the damn Januaryers, those who, don't have willpower. Shout out to them. Shout out to
Aren't you
those.
drunk?
I was
You-
earlier, but not right now.
So,
So
what's the
why are we
tea? What's
not
the
speaking on the
tea?
past?
What's the tea? If
What's the
you showed
tea?
up to set drunk today, I think I'm allowed a little grace for drinking the 24
That was
hours before
earlier. That was I
the
was
podcast.
raise your hand if I've been doing dry January, so
Um, have you not been having sex?
no, I haven't been eating before 4 p.m. It's like a fast.
Um,
Do you
oh,
fast?
you're fasted car. You're doing a fasted intermittent fasting. Wow.
No, it's it's
What are
it's
your hours?
it's the Christian fast. You don't go to church. Oh my God, you're going to hell.
Elves go to
Um
church? What church are you going to, Dobby?
First of all, y'all ever feel so in your current fantasy, you be like, bitch, let me put these ears on. You feel me? Let me put these motherfucking ears on and really serve the girls fantasy. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. I know it came out last year, but I'm finally on it. And you know when I get on it, it blow up. And it really gives like Dungeons and Dragons. Like there is such a weird connection between drag artists and Dungeons and Dragons, between the Dragula girls, the Drag Race girls. There's always like something in us that like just loves role playing and fantasy, and like that's like I think a side of a drag artist. If you're really into that, like it is so tea. But you can choose like their penises or their vulvas, or if it's hairy, or if it's cut or uncut. And it's like so fun. What kind of creature would you be in
Um,
a fantasy?
None, because I'm not a fucking dork playing Baldur's Gate 3. But tell me, entertain me, Sir Captain NuNu Paris of Latter-day Saints. Um, what goes on in Baldur's Gate 3? You turn into elves. I know you told me you can there's like group orgies. I'm just interested where this energy was last episode because we were talking about sex, dicks, sucking dick, and all of a sudden now you're talking about vulvas and fucking penises and giant uncut penises. Because let's be clear, Nunu's only putting an uncut dick on her Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur is I just want to say to quote my girl Ariana, who cares what dick I ride? Like just what's yours is yours, what's yours is mine, or whatever she said. So like yes, and you know what I mean? Hold on, let me get my snack.
J- Are you in a nursing home? are
You know what?
are you
You
in a
are
hospital? Are you lift the camera? Show the camera. You are having Jello. Um, and it's after 6 p.m., so it is in her fast, y'all. Um, can you give up hospital food for Lent? How about
I don't know
that?
what your issues with Jello. Like, what is the tea? Like,
I don't
who
have
don't like
issues
Jello?
with
Who don't like
Jello.
Jello?
I don't have issues with Jello. No one eats Jello though for fun.
But it exists.
And that's weird that you of all people eat Jello because you're like such a foodie person that doesn't like to eat like strange foods.
I want you to know that eating Jello is definitely it's definitely fantasy. Like you're literally like eating air, but it has like a texture, so you don't feel the like.
Well, just make
feel
sure you take your dentures out when you eat the Jello, so you
you
don't
feel tight and
like.
right. But like I was saying, you know how the Christians be fasting? They do the David fast, the Saul fast, the Ruth fast. These are people in the Bible, if you didn't know.
No.
Um, and it depends. Sometimes they give up food like breads, meats, carbs, or fishes, or coffee, or whatever the fast is. And then it can last a month, 14 days. It's changed now because modern times people can't fast all day.
Ugh.
But I definitely don't eat solid food until after 4 p.m. Like, and that's on the code. Is that healthy? Go
Um,
to health, part two, the remix.
Intermittent fasting. I mean, I know some people that intermittent fast and it works great for them. I know some people that pass out. So I think that's up to you. I don't think you'll pass out. I think you'll use your little magical goblin magic and
Well, I don't know why
last.
you don't so you play Grand Theft Auto, but you couldn't get an idea of being a dark elf with magical powers on the way to save the world from a group of cultists.
No. Uh,
Well,
because the episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Lindsay McGuire scared me away from being a dork for the rest of my life.
the word dork is just so 90s coded. Like
Fucking dork.
tweeb and dork
Fucking
and
dork. I
twerp and
love
all those
that. I love You're such
things.
a fucking dork. That's a
That
good that eats. That eats. That
it's
eats.
so
You're such a
weird because what is
fucking
that? Where
nerd,
did that come
bro.
from?
Fucking dork.
That's so
Anyways, what are we talking? Why did you wake me up out of bed today? Like, why did you want to
wake you out
record?
of bed. It is nighttime. Look, I mean, they can see you. They can see you right now. It's nighttime. I think it's important to talk about me being elf. No,
Oh, you
we went
always
to Lay
do.
Dip last night. Lay Diplomat. Sorry, who am I? Local humor. Um, we went to Lay Diplomat on 14th Street. And if you're not
And it
from the
was your
D,
first time. It was your first time at Lay Dip, girl.
yes,
And
and so Lay
um,
Diplomat, if you're not from DC, is a little cute little restaurant. Lay Diplomat is in French, so it's French. Yeah. Like me, that's why I was there. And it was cute. It was cute. I've heard about it for years, and the reputation definitely, I feel like, changed my misconceptions.
what were your misconceptions about Lil Dip?
I don't know. I feel like Lay Dip gave, not just like hipster, but like, people that try to be like, oh, I'm gonna be upscale, I'm gonna be upclass, I'm gonna Lay Diplomat. And it just gave like an air of haughtiness, I guess.
I do
And
think it gave that era of exclusivity, but
yeah,
it's actually not that expensive if you really think about it compared to like what you're paying for food. Like I went there for brunch the other day and I spent $46 on everything, on like two soups and the fries. So I was like,
dude.
that's pretty substantial and like comparable to what you're gonna pay everywhere else.
No, absolutely. I agree with the pricing, but totally, I didn't think were outrageous at
The
all.
steak was good. Your steak was better than my steak. No shade. They need to add that whatever sauce was on your
That
steak on
steak
my
au
steak.
poivre.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it?
Sure. We were just pronouncing anything. We all have had a little French experience, and our whole party was just like, even the waiter was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. I live though.
Um, the waiter did not know how to pronounce it. That's funny. Yeah, it was super fun. And we were celebrating the fact that I
I'm
landed
engaged.
a job.
Oh,
Oh, wow,
oh my
wow,
gosh.
wow. No,
Wow.
no,
That's
you're
so
right. You're right.
awkward. Oh
You're right.
gosh. That's so
Job.
awkward. I'm so
Nunu's getting married at
sorry.
a courthouse. Ooh.
No. No. That's not it at all. Just kidding. That's so awkward. Oh my gosh. Start over. Start over. Okay, Raffi, tell us. Tell us.
I'm getting married, y'all. My bride to be is right on screen right now.
Yeah, did you know
I
you were
just want
marrying
to
an elf?
legalize inter species marriage. I've always wanted to marry a fucking hermit, and I finally get to dream the dream I wish the time gone by.
Yeah, I wish I could marry a cunty little elf like this. Dominatrix
Um,
fantasy.
um,
Anyway, Raffi, we did go out to celebrate. We had a lovely group of 5 people to celebrate Raffi. Just following his dreams.
Following his dream is crazy. Following his dream is crazy.
No,
I'm not going on American Idol. Okay, I got a job. I got a full time job with benefits.
I tell you, stop aging yourself. American Idol is the reference you made. Please, we are young and hip people.
No, you are 465 years old, Goblin. What are you talking about? You've been alive for a while, Dobby.
You, why you not
Because
letting this elf thing go?
it's so funny that after drinking all day, you said, "Let me slap on these Renaissance
You know,
like Renaissance fair." Like, cool, bro. Like, it's just like
no, I'm ready
go
to tell
back
y'all to
to every
see.
episode of this podcast. Oh, Nunu has been a human once, but she shows it to be a blue alien and the ocean, and now the goblin, a fire. What will she be next? Let's find out.
I want y'all to know the real tea. I in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I've been giving them weird looks. I'm gonna be so normal. I really in my head played this out. And then earlier at dinner, I mean, sorry, at lunch with the family, with my in-laws or whatever. Um, one of his uncles was talking about how he had the original Baldur's Gate 2, on the PS2, back in the day, because the
Oh.
first Baldur's Gate came out in the 90s, so it's been around forever, right? So
Mhm.
it just inspired this look, and between the honeydew soju, shout out to them, that this honeydew soju was crisp eating. Um, we got here. But anyway, we went to the Diplomat on the 14th to celebrate Raffi, new job prospects, employment, and to really just like focus and reflect on 2024, right? Like what we want to do.
Um, yeah, I accepted a job offer. And I'm very excited about it.
Snaps for
Well,
Raffi, snaps for Raffi.
people were very interested to know that I was in the job prospect, and I'm honestly
Really?
I'm still in the job prospect. I feel like you should never sign your life away to any job. I'm excited about this job because I do kind of like I do respect the company I'm going to be working for as of right now, but I just don't. It's looking like the pay could be just so much better, especially for what I'm doing. Um, but finding a job sucks. Finding a job sucks. Applying for jobs sucks. Interviewing for jobs is fun but suckish. Preparing for interviews is terrible. I don't recommend. I see why people spend 45 years in a job because why would you spend hours applying for other jobs? I probably applied for like at least 500 jobs. At least. At least.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I actually saw so many videos on TikTok, in the Uber conference this weekend. They videos essentially of people crying,
Oh,
homeless
wow.
people, and when we talk about houseless people, just people who went to school, got the degree in engineering, got the degree in computer science, did what we're supposed to do, and same thing, cannot land jobs, have done the interviews. It even prompted my fiance to switch, career paths as well, because of the same things Rafi is mentioning, because the prospects and job market has just been so terrible, especially after COVID. Like they tried to make it seem like it was like really easy and things, but like I have personally seen it, have helped, have done it. You'll go on interviews, you do applications, billions of applications a day, right? You go on Indeed and LinkedIn and all the other sites, and it's just like the same thing over and over again, and almost like hoping for some kind of chance, and it's grueling.
I mean, it was for sure. And there's like moments where like you're like, oh my God, if I don't find a job, am I gonna have to go home, like pack everything up, go back home, be homeless? You go through that whole like and again, for the longest time, I was thinking like, oh, is my podcast affecting me getting a job? Like, are people like scared to work with like me because of my like reputation or me being outspoken and having a podcast? But no,
And me
this
being a sorceress, I have commanded dark
no,
minions.
well, you killed a lamb for this job. You sacrificed a lamb and then didn't eat for 75 days for me to get this job. So I'm ever so grateful
Shout out to the Brujeria.
for my little Yorona, NuNu Paris. But yeah, it was very, very grueling to find and look for a job. And like I said, I wish I was done looking for a job. I still have another interview-ish kind of thing going on this week.
I mean, aren't
Because
we
this
always looking for
job that I
jobs?
accepted, the job offer that I accepted, unfortunately, the pay is just not giving. And I feel like if I said how much I mean, like I said, it's a commission based job, so my base pay is shit. But But it's not even the commission job. There, you know, how, like some commission jobs are 100% commission. This job is not 100% commission. I do get a base pay, but to me, the base pay is not what it needs to
When
be
you
for
say
all the like
100% commission, you mean like the
personal
jobs
training.
that.
Personal training is 100% commission. You
Oh,
get
I've never
paid.
thought of it like that. I always thought
You
of it
don't
as like,
train, you don't get paid. You don't get you we never got paid for
got
all those
you.
like all the stuff that we did to prepare all those like first initial training sessions. Those were $25. We were never paid outside of training.
So
So
I thought it was like, you know how like they used to tell high schoolers to sell vector knives. You remember that?
no.
You Oh my
I'm
God.
AJ myself. I didn't have Vector 9s, okay? Was it a magical wand?
Oh my God. When I was in high school, there was this company that would approach high schoolers called like Vector, I think. And he would pretty much be selling these like, say the art like knives door to door, and that's how you would make your money. Like you can make so much money, but then it would just be like pure commission. I had so many people, classmates, get scammed in that way, and I've also just known friends who've been like,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
I
a lot
find
of MLM jobs are, and I also nothing is more
what's the
like
acronym
soul
you use?
crushing. What is nothing more? Nothing is more soul crushing than hearing back from a job you applied just to find out that it's an MLM.
What is
Do you
that?
know how many MLM interviews I set up? Like honestly, four. They were trying to scam me. Like oh, like,
Boah.
and I knew there were MLMs as soon as they started asking me the questions. Like, oh, like where are you from? Oh yeah. Like all like the sales tactics that I've learned as a salesperson, they were hitting on me, and I was like, "Girl, this is such
What
an
is
MLM."
MLM?
Multi-level marketing, girl.
Okay.
Fucking, fucking, Slim. Well, no, what was a multi? What was one? LuLaRoe. That was a
Oh,
multi-level
like drug
marketing.
lord Griselda?
Body by Vi. That was a
Sheba
multi-level
Sheree?
marketing. Even like Beachbody, like yeah,
Beachbody. Trim
like
Spa?
Insanity, P90X.
First of all, that is not.
That is that
You tell me
Beachbody is a multi-level marketing situation.
but it's helping people get fit or
But
whatever.
they were trying no, but okay.
Okay, what?
The product was insanity, but the way the business model was a multi-level marketing situation. Like getting paid for signups, getting paid not for how much you're selling, but getting paid for people to like sell under you. That's a multi-level marketing. I feel like you probably done that back in the day in North Carolina. Everywhere there are multi-level
How
marketing
many
schemes.
people have you know who have gotten in trouble for embezzlement?
Oh yeah, you said your like cousin did?
Um, one time I'm also one of our guys at church did too.
Oh
I do a
my
lot of
God,
I do a
you're a
lot of scam I do a lot of scamming back in the
scammer.
day, but I come from, a place where it does get down, you feel me? But I didn't succumb to the war tactics. But you're saying that that is apparent, and I've seen it too. Like there's these like fake or weird recruiters on these job sites that aren't real jobs that just are trying to get you to do things, and it's really just a waste of time.
Yeah, so that was a lot of the past 4 months, and until I got this job, and even this job took like a month for me to like go through the interview process, hear
Yeah.
back. Um, but yeah, I'll be an event coordinator for a restaurant group in DC, organizing their events, organizing their catering events. So more on that to be I'll be announcing all that and all those details coming soon. But yeah, look out for me. I'll be curing a lot of events around DC, like
I'm
birthdays, bat mitzvahs, all the works.
Snaps for Raffi. I wonder how it feels to
Tell me.
keep going because I feel like the discouragement is hard, right? I feel like it's hard to persevere when it takes so many months. I've known people that apply for things in
Well,
July and
I've
then
also
they
had the
burn.
blessing of having my own freelance. Like I'm double. Like the thing is, I may not be getting paid what I want to from this job, but I am almost with to a certain extent doubling my income because I will be I'm very fortunate to have reggaeton brunch. I have and all the other stuff that have come with the podcast. And me and even another creator were talking about yesterday how like the money opportunities for creating is just not what it used to be, or not even what it is.
Yes.
And so like it is disheartening like to know that I could be making $100,000 if people wanted to pay social media influencers or quote unquote content creators for the work that we did. I would be making $100,000. But for the fact of the matter is, a lot of the stuff that I've been getting lately are like perks and like exclusive deals and stuff like that. But I'm the money I've self-created every dollar that has been coming into my pocket from this podcast.
And that's
Um,
standing on
um,
business. And that's standing on
um,
absolute business. Yeah, we definitely talked about how, after COVID, the market just became very saturated. And rightfully so, because, people have time, people learn they could do other talents and stuff. But like at the same time, people really, I mean, companies really just email you or reach out to you and just like, if you do all this work, you might get $20. If you do all this work, you can get a free pair of sunglasses or like something ridiculous. And, making content is obviously a job in itself. We don't want to be one of those, oh my God, making a video so hard, but it is. It's still art. It's still work. And we just need to respect, I feel like, the game.
but again, every job is hard. I'm not gonna go and say that and social media is like is harder than any other job I've ever done. Hell no. But I will say, like I said, it just sucks to not have to have all this like um resource and not get paid for it. But like I said, I'm not gonna be like blind to the fact that there's other creators, other drag performers, other people that work in the arts and nightlife in DC that are struggling because they can't get jobs. They don't have the same like I part of what got me this job was the podcast, I do feel like, and my reputation. So I did come up from a place of privilege that I feel like other people also don't. So there's just like levels to this shit, I for sure believe. But if you're looking for a job, honestly, apply to as many jobs as possible. And you don't have to accept every offer that you get. I definitely turned on two offers that I got over the course of this situation. So they were just not the right fit. I just knew they weren't the right fit. Um, there were jobs that were asking me to go to Alexandria. All right, would y'all drive to Alexandria
Oh
from DC
God, here we
every
go.
day, 9:30 to 6:30?
Yes, yes. I don't want you to think that's ridiculous. That is not ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't have a life then. My life is to work, and that's not a life.
That is not true. Raffi. Honey, slow down. Um,
Okay, just
I
because you commute from the old River Creek to
I want you to know that my
to
entire
the
life
cave
I
of mystic
have I've
forces doesn't mean
through the portals, time traveling here. Yeah,
you
I've got a long
not
way.
everyone can time travel, okay?
I want you to know that for the majority of my career, though, I've commuted. Even my first
Yeah, because you're a teacher. Every teacher commutes.
that's not true. A lot of people live in the same neighborhood, but when I was a teacher, I still lived, it was still like a 35-minute drive in the morning. And now it's like 35 to 45 minutes or an hour back every day.
Yeah,
But
that's great for you. That's not great for
to
me.
me, I
That's
don't
great
think
for
it's
you.
that bad. I also did a 9 to 6 job when I was working at, the University of Maryland, and it was weird because at certain points in the year, you come out and it's just pitch black, and you walk home and you drive, and that was still what 20 minutes with traffic. I mean, I don't think it got rid of my life though. I think you just have to plan around it effectively. You still can do happy hours. You still do all these things.
Well, for me, it was never gonna work. For me, for
Oh
you, that
gosh.
might be because you like to car, you like to drive, you like Ken likes the beach, you like the car. So you could probably do well with a job like that. I don't. I don't. I like a job that understands that I don't have to be at a specific location on the dot. And also 9:30 to 6:30, that is not 8 hours, that's 9 hours. I don't give a
You
fuck
get an
about lunch
hour
break.
lunch,
That's
honey.
that's a scam. I'm leaving at 9:55. I'm leaving at 5:30. If I'm doing an 8 hour shift. I'm sorry. I'm not working.
Oh,
I'll work
jeez.
through lunch. I'm not. Oh, this is
I
so
mean,
stupid.
obviously, I'm not trying to defend it because I feel like obviously after COVID, we now know that we can do a majority of our work in like 4 to 5 hours. So work days should just be like very, very short in general now because you can definitely do everything in 4 to 5 hours.
Anyways, Josie and the Pussycats. Um,
Jonesy, you make these old references. I actually am gonna campaign. We really have to stop. Like, bro, it is actually getting wild. You tried to make Dennis Quaid. No one knows who Dennis Quaid is. I want you to know that. Like, that is
Um,
not a name people know. I was sitting there like,
People
who the
know who
fuck is
Dennis
that?
Quaid. People know the dad of the Parent Tribes. What are you talking
I
about?
agree. And you may know that if you existed before the internet, but my favorite thing in the entire world is interviewing because I like critiquing people and I like seeing people under pressure. One of my favorite times in grad school working or even upcoming now that I am chairing a department is the upcoming interviews. Like that gives me life. And does that a power trip? I don't know. But interviews are my favorite thing. And also, I love big interview. Like, bitch, I eat interviews down. Like and
I
you
am
can
also a very good interviewer. Yeah, I do think so. I can't agree that I also like interviews, and I'm also agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
is that not good enough?
So,
Like you can catch our interview when we did Living Local DMV back in September. It is in our bio or pinned or somewhere in our profile. Find it anyway. But yeah, I love being interviewed. It's my favorite thing in the world because it's commanding a room with words, with your energy, and twisting whatever you have to make those people believe you're competent. That's my favorite thing to do.
and it's just a song and dance because like you just have to like literally impress the interviewer, and then you can get a job. I finagled and lied through some things in the interview for sure. Since I did
I
self
I
start.
always I always just view it as like a Mulan, the matchmaker trying to impress her by being
Um,
beautiful and gorgeous. Like when I come into the room like this, honey, they know.
oh, is that how you walk into interviews? Is that your favorite garb for an interview? What would NuNu Paris wear to an interview?
Oh my God. Probably a nice little blazer with a little, flourish, a little something. Definitely a Bobbiana, because that means business. Like Bob's is for business. That's why I started with a B. You feel me? Bob the Builder, business. Big Barbie. Oh my God. I'm a poet. And y'all need to really get these rhymes. It's alliteration.
Um, so you'd wear a
Medic,
blazer. You'd wear a
medic.
blazer and that's it. Like nothing else. You.
What does the modern woman wear to an interview? I wonder. I mean,
I
I
mean,
think
you're a modern woman. What are you? Why are you distancing yourself from who you are?
well,
Oh,
on my planet,
on your
it's,
planet,
it's
planet her over here.
no, I feel
Um,
like a blazer's always gonna be con, and then you a little dress under. You want to make sure you show the goods, but not too much good. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I don't think you're supposed to show any goods in an interview. You are a weirdo, sir. I don't think you're supposed to show cleavage in an interview.
no, I didn't say Cleveland. I just said, I just think
The right
it's
amount of skin. You said the right
not
amount. Just
skin.
the
No,
right amount of
just a
skin is what you
body.
said.
I feel like I give him sexy all covered up. You feel me? Like my whole body is.
Shut the fuck up.
I feel like you could give body but still be covered up professional. Like you want to show the girls what you're working with because um that's a power move. Like bitch, I'm sexy, I know it, I'm confident, and I'm giving what needs to be gave. Like and that is what carries the interview. Like the best thing to do in an interview is just be calm, be light and joyful. I don't get being nervous in an interview. And that's not me being like unempathetic, but like I
I've
don't
been
get
nervous.
it.
I've definitely been nervous in an interview for sure.
Why?
Especially because you care about the job and you care about making a good impression. But like some interviews, oh my God, the worst interview I had interviewing for jobs was 100% working with a specific nonprofit queer health organization. I was interviewing to be their social media manager. And not only was the pay so underpaying, um, the the first interview went great. The one with HR went great. The guy was super lovely, super charming and like very like affirming. And I was like, oh my God, if I could give you the job right now, I would.
Gender affirming care.
Uh,
Say it loud and proud.
and then the second interview came around, and first of all, picture it, a Zoom call like this one, and it's like they're late, and then they're like starting the interview like, hi, I'm da da da, and this is da da da. So, um, yeah, tell me about yourself. Yeah, thank you for coming. And it was like the most like dry interview ever. And then they asked me some weird ass questions, like very much like union busty questions. I'm gonna
You
mute
first
your
of all, shout out
camera.
to
I'm
my
gonna mute
first
your
of all,
camera so
shout
I
out.
can't see you moving like a Tourette's child over
Oh my
here.
god, I'm not gonna let you be ableist. Not in 2024. We're leaving that behind. We're leaving it behind.
um,
And not gone now.
what's worse, saying Tourette's or acting like you have it?
Bitch, I could be stimming. Oh my god. You hate we celebrate neurodiversity on this podcast. Please.
Stemming, stemming,
I'm not explaining this to you right now because
coding.
you're
You don't code, bro. Let's be clear. You're not part of the STEM program.
you don't even know what Simi is because you're ignorant. You're just ignorant. No, what I was interested in was who is part of a union. I feel like unions are actually pretty rare in our experience. I was just
Yeah,
speaking with
but white collar jobs don't like to be part of unions because they don't. Unions, let's be clear, was originally for blue collar jobs.
do you know the difference between a white collar job and a blue collar job?
Um, by the sense of your classism, I have a different probably definition than you do, just being by how you would.
No, I don't know the
Um,
differences because I know nothing about the economy, but I'm just I don't know. That's what I'm asking
I would
you.
say that you technically have a white collar job. Yeah, you definitely have a white collar. You work in an office. You work at a school. There's air conditioning.
Okay,
Um,
I want
you
everyone
you
at
sit
home
on a
to hear
desk.
to hear Raffi's view of work. Okay, I bet I have air conditioning, something I need to live. I have somewhere to sit. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm in a
Okay.
building.
First of all,
Cool.
a blue collar job is a construction worker. They are working with their hands. They work in
Oh,
rough
those are the people like in
conditions.
presidential campaigns, like the blue collar people that's like on the fields and shit. Like America, like country roads, like take me home, West Virginia, like those people in the mines. Are there still coal miners? No, no shade. Are there still coal miners? Do we use coal? I really don't know anything about our commerce system.
No, I just think that you just get that for Christmas every year.
I have been at Christmas. I think.
No, you help Santa make his.
So, would you join a union? Yes or no?
Of course, I believe in unions.
Or are you a scabber?
One of the first
Scabbers?
jobs that I ever got at Walmart,
The union guys
they
at a
had a
ma-
union busty video that they showed that said if you talk
Oh,
about unions you will be fired.
I like
But
this.
this
Like,
job, but yeah, that's what I was talking about you before you really derailed the conversation. Um, the interview question that they asked, have you ever been asked this question?
yes.
If you were out at a restaurant outside of work, outside of hours, and you overheard two coworkers like complaining about overworking and underpayment, what would your next steps be?
That is like oddly specific.
Yeah,
First of
I thought that
all,
was a
why
weird
like
question. It's
why
a
would
weird
I be
question.
out? And if I see, first of all, I want to know if I see someone outside of work, I'm going
I'm
to
gonna
avoid
ignore them.
them. Exactly. I'm going to avoid them.
How do
And
you
that's
answer
it.
that question correctly? It's like you're set up to fail either way.
Right. Because I feel like in my whole life, whether it's teachers, children, peers, friends, I don't want to see anyone outside of when I don't want to see them. You feel me? And then if they're talking, why am I listening to their conversation? Why do I care? I'm off of work. I'm not getting paid for Molly and Sue. Like, let them bitches chat. And I hope they get their money. And I hope if they get their money, then I'll get my money. I'm all for getting more money.
Apparently your job was not paying you what, $15,000?
That is a gross amount. 1,500. 1,500. I think that unions are cool because I'm part of one. Now, I came from North Carolina,
You
where
are part of a union.
yeah, we didn't have unions obviously in North Carolina. That's why I was like laughing earlier because I didn't even think that was like a thing in any part of Carolina. Um, but I came up here and I got in a union, and that was pretty fierce, y'all. And what I mean by fierce is that like you get all these rights. I can use all my hours, I can use all my time. And I remember feeling so guilted, threatened, all these things, right? In North Carolina and jobs where I did have unions, because it was like, if you don't do this, then you don't care about the company or you don't care about your work. And it's like never that, because again, you can get your work done in less time. So I just like the protection and the security the union has, because yes, I don't have to do as much, but I also have the freedom to explore without fear of just being like fired. Like, were you afraid to be fired?
Um, I have been afraid to be fired before. I think that's still a fear of mine is to get fired because no one wants to be fired.
Name the first
Um,
job you were fired for. Go.
Walmart.
Oh my God, mine was Crazy Eight.
Um, yeah, we're not retail girlies. Yours was crazy though. Your reason was crazy. They said what? Go fold clothes, and you said all my
What?
light I had to fight.
Oh my God. First of all, I want you to know I was part of Crazy
First of all,
Eight.
folding baby clothes can't be that hard.
You know what? As a person who had not learned had yet to do laundry for themselves, that was a big
Culture
task for
shock.
me. Yeah, it was a lot. I remember them looking at me and being like, "Oh, can you do this?" I was like, "Okay, can you teach me how to Swiffer?" They were like, "What?"
They said, "Here, fold this shirt," and
And
you're
I
like,
was, and I'm just a regular working class elf slash deity. But I feel like, folding clothes, cleaning the floors is not a common knowledge, not for all of us. And I just want to stand for those girls.
folding clothes is not it's instinctual, you know. I think I wasn't taught how to fold clothes. I just started doing that. You know.
I definitely grew up with just hanging. I had two closets growing up. I have two closets now. And I'm just used to hanging my clothes. So folding is just not in my nature. And it's not that
Okay.
like I'm not putting my clothes up, but I didn't fold clothes.
Do you have a clothes folder?
Yeah, it's called My Fiance. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's a marriage joke.
Oh my gosh, she's calling him his fiance.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah,
How does it
people are actually officially sending I'm ascending. I'm sending
you've been ascending? Roll back to you going,
I've been sending like congratulations messages. I keep getting them. Oh my God.
who said it?
It
Congratulations.
is pretty crazy. Oh my
Who
God.
did y'all tell?
It's just so emotional. Hold on.
Who did you tell?
Um, I'm just so
Yeah, Nunu got engaged over the week, and I couldn't be more prouder. We acknowledged this last week in the podcast, but I could not be more prouder that she's finally living her truth as a wife. It is my only hope that I can just
I
walk her
get
down the
cast on the Real
aisle.
Housewives of Potomac. Absolutely.
Um,
Uh, um, so shout out to y'all who listen to the podcast. Like Raffi was saying last week, I had my moment this week of being like, oh my God, y'all actually listen, because I got all these, messages and being like, oh my God, you're engaged, congratulations. And then um my fiance or whatever sent it to, their friends, and it's getting around. So it's just an interesting time to be alive right now. And this podcast season will definitely document the engagement to marriage to wedding process, however it goes. Um, but yeah, who wants to have a wedding party, y'all? Drag
I'll be
shows.
planning it. I'll be planning it at
Can
my
we
new
do a
job.
can we do a drag show slash wedding? Who can officiate a drag wedding?
Uh, I'm definitely officiating the wedding.
You're not. You don't believe in God.
I am. No, I'm saying I would officiate the wedding. We are here together. Gathered here today to celebrate the joyous love between a prince and an elf.
Oh my God, a Baldur's Gate 3 themed wedding, y'all. Yeah, everyone
Yes.
come in
Will
costume.
everyone with an uncut vulva stand up and
Do you do you,
show
do you have any preferences of which genitalia you would choose for your character?
I would have uncut penis because that's all I know.
But uncut with like bush, uncut little bush, uncut
Also,
shave
to
shave.
the people sliding in my DMs after last episode,
For the people telling me they're about to side and Raffi's DMs from the last episode, I got a lot of
I just want
messages.
y'all to know I'm not entertaining any DMs when Nunu is snooping.
No
So
one
just
snoops. I want
hit me up on Sniffies, hit me up on Grinder, hit me up.
or
Um,
tell me I'm a good wing woman. I'm gonna get
or
you
just you
match
see me out.
made.
Y'all see me out. Y'all see me. So,
Check the story.
um, yeah, like I
Period.
see
Ah,
you.
period.
Some of
Ah.
y'all were so aggressive. Like, oh my God, talking about gagging and stuff.
Speaking of gag, the heartbreaker party. Um,
Um,
are we doing another Valentine's Day party for the
no,
people?
the last one flopped. The last one flopped.
Now,
Heartbreaker. No, the
whoa,
only reason why it didn't flop
whoa.
is because I got it to go to trade.
I did that, right?
Ah! No, let's go back to
No.
the conversation at like Dib. Did you bring that up? Yeah.
No,
Um,
I barely remember that day, but oh
yeah, you don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I do
you were
remember.
telling
You
me
were
to
no,
quit.
you were
You
at
were
my
telling me to quit.
house.
You were saying throwing the towel. You were sending me tweets, by the way, of the girls tweeting saying, "Guess my
Oh
game's
my
being canceled."
God. Yes, I remember.
And
That is
I was like,
so
"Oh, that's not happening." So I called trade via Orlando DJ Gaston,
exactly. I was like, you didn't
and
do.
I'm just exhausted by my co-host sometimes. It's just real. It's so real, y'all. uh,
Just kidding. Raffi does so much,
no, it's for the bug.
Danny.
No, Nunu does so much for the podcast, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. Buying $70 dresses is so expensive.
Yeah, it is. And y'all couldn't be listening without me. You know, I I, I don't know where I want to get married. I definitely think that a cathedral wedding is con and romantic and everything, but I also like the idea of Disney, and that sounds crazy and so campy. But like, if anyone knows me, I'm obsessed with Disney and Disney princesses and everything Disney, so that would be kind of fun. And then I also want a destination, like getting married in Austin,
Oh,
Texas.
you want to
I'm
do a
just kidding.
destination wedding?
Oh my God, are you judging me? You don't want to come?
I've never traveled with you, so it's just a little shocking to hear you
Wait, we haven't
wanna.
traveled together?
No,
I travel with everyone.
no, you've never traveled with me. That's number one. Number two, you don't really
Why?
travel though. No shade.
Oh.
You just, I mean, you go to
Oh wait,
Florida.
we travel. We've traveled so many
We've
times in
never
North
traveled.
Carolina. We've
We've went to
traveled.
North Carolina together. Yeah, but we don't
That's
realize. You
traveling.
don't know. We cross state lines together. I
Exactly.
cross state lines with you all the time. It's called me going to Silver Spring.
And shout out to John, who's moving to Silver Spring, another
That's crazy.
DTSS
That's crazy.
girly.
That's
DTS is taking
crazy.
over the world, bitch.
That's crazy.
DTSS is now DC, the new DC.
You
I'm claiming
lying to
right
her
here
saying
on
that
the.
it's so easy to get to DC when you pay $60 for Ubers is crazy.
Don't speak on what I can afford.
You no, I can't afford it because I'm the one that's paying for it apparently.
You can't afford. I'm maxing out on Forbes list. I just keep doing song lyrics. Oh my god, that is actually crazy. Was that like a tick?
Um, tick tick boom.
Tick tick tick
So
tick tick.
Tourette's.
No, going back to literally the conversation, unions. I definitely like my union because it makes me feel safe. I feel like if I don't show up to work, they can't do anything. No, I want you to be serious. Like it's so funny in the school system because people think, oh my God, there's a principal, that's the boss. And I'm like, sure, a principal and all these other people lead, but like I'm in a union. But if I say no, I don't have to. If I don't show up, I use my leave. It doesn't matter when or where, I can always use it. And it's just such a level of protection that I live for because I think autonomy with the employee is important. It also cultivates a network of respect. Like they have to respect you. I felt like when I didn't have a union, like they would get away with just saying slick shit to you because they could fire you.
No, yeah, you are so lucky to be part of a union. I really wish that I was part of a union. I'm surprised that this job is not unionized because it is in the hospitality industry, which tends to be unionized. But again, I'm very excited. I'm excited about a lot of things about the podcast, about this job. Maybe we'll have an on-site shoot at one of the locations.
I'm excited. I
Um,
definitely love when we go out and about for podcasts, just because they get to see the beauty.
So back to what I was saying. I am so excited and enthralled that I have a job. I probably will be quitting some of my jobs right now that I'm having.
You have multiple jobs,
I have multiple jobs for sure. I'm a
but that's
freelancer. You have to have multiple jobs when you're a freelancer, girl.
is that normal? You would say. I feel like everyone has like two or three jobs nowadays,
Well, you
right?
only
Like I
have one job, so
oh
um,
oh.
you only have one job. You only have one job.
I do think owning and running Right Don't Do It is another job, but
Own
who
network. Oprah. Oprah, she's
but
coming for your gig, Oprah, because
I'll let the IRS handle that.
this is a sole proprietorship.
Yeah, NuNu
Unless of my
Paris
check.
LLC.
Yeah,
Da,
NuNu
da,
Paris LLC might be
da.
under your name. That's a fact. But keep it over there. Wait, don't do it is a sole proprietorship under this head honcho right here, Raffi. I'll fucking you
Here,
man's or you man's or.
here.
You're the wife of the podcast. Get to your wife duties.
And my wife in real life.
Where's the ring? I want a ring.
I think everyone has multiple jobs, and you kind of have to in this world. I think hustling, like I view myself as a hustler. Like people always think like I have maybe more than I do, or that I have a certain lifestyle, and it's just because I choose to
You
live
talk
it.
about having more.
I-
You talk about how little these other people have, how much you
no, that is actually crazy.
pay your
Oh,
rent, is what you said before.
pay your rent. Stay in your bum ass place. No, I definitely have never talked down on any.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
No, for real. I really view myself as humble. I view myself as down to earth. I view myself as a
You're
hustler
not.
at the end of the day. Like, no,
It's
really.
okay, but it's okay to. I'm not. I'm humble, but I'm not like. There's a level to my humility. I'm not like the most humble person. Uh, I have
I
an
believe I
ego.
agree with you. I
I
agree with you
have.
on that.
So it's okay to just say that you stand on business and that you like being upper class.
That's not that I just
No, you're like upper middle class, not too much. Yeah, you're upper middle class. You're part of like the 45%.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I view myself as really down to earth, very you know, regular, very regular. And I feel like I've always,
Do you now again? That's too much. You go too much with it. You don't see yourself as
I
regular.
do
That's
see
number one.
myself as
No,
regular.
you
Like
do
what
not.
is special about what I have going on? Nothing really. I just a regular girl living my life in the city. And you are crazy. No, I really believe that. Like, I just think I'm a regular girl. Like, I just make opportunities based on what I have. We're able to have a podcast. We're able to be beautiful. We're able to make friends. Have a great personality. Like, I just use what I got to get what I want. Like, that's what I feel. Honestly, is the truth. I don't view it as like me being better or having a specific advantage. Like at the end of the day, I was born a black male in the South, and I did what I had to do to live the life I wanted to live, and I'm going to continue to do that. Whether that is performing for $1 or taking collaborations or working my 9 to 5 or winning the lottery, whatever I got to do to get my money, I'm gonna do it, and that's on the dead homies.
Um, do you prefer to be a provider or someone who gets provided for?
I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to be able to like have the control of paying money, but also like getting things a lot. So it just
Yeah, your
depends.
love language is gifts. Receiving.
It's so crazy. I
Is
mean,
your
I
love
guess.
language not gift receiving?
I like it. Like obviously, I like going out and not having to pay for dinner and drinks. Would you ever get elective surgery?
Um, so Deja Sky apparently got she was gone for like 5 months because she had like a very serious surgery that went wrong.
Oh, really? I didn't know that for real.
Like yeah, like literally. And so I after getting a back tuck that almost like literally like took me out of commission for a while.
It almost killed you. Yeah.
No, you're about to kill me because you're the most unsupportive friend ever. ever. I was in a deathbed. I was in a deathbed. And you laugh at it. And you laugh at it. But I'm supposed to be here happy for a wedding. That ain't happening at a courthouse. And we don't even know if it's happening in DC or Maryland. Because is it gonna be the PG County Courthouse or is it Montgomery County Courthouse? So stay in your lane.
I
Figure your shit
can't
out.
breathe.
I
I
survived a
can't
fucking
breathe.
slaughter. But um, yeah, it's serious. I would never, especially my face. Like I like my face. I do not want to risk like no. If you cannot fuck up a face. So
I
especially with a
know.
white doctor, sometimes white people just don't understand like person of color features, like POC features. So I'm not gonna risk like someone fucking up my face. So I would not personally get filler, but you as a drag queen probably have a better understanding of what to tell that you would need filler. I don't know what I would need a filler for, so
Obviously, I know I'm gorgeous and everything, and the most gorgeous girls feel the most insecure. I'm so pretty. But I do feel like, it's not as tight as it used to be. I do feel like under my eyes, it's not as,
I
plump and tight and right. And, when you're trying to compete in a modern day, you're trying to be the most gorgeous, but you know what? To be honest, I feel like I've always had this. Like when I was younger, I really wanted surgery on my eyes so that would do like a little lift and make it a little bit more, tight and up. And that's just why I personally draw my face so like up because I've always wanted that lift. I don't really know where that came from as a kid, but I've just always wanted it.
um now you with the lip gloss now.
I just wanted surgery and lip gloss. Yeah.
Would you get your lips done?
I like my lips, honestly. Like obviously I overdraw them a little bit, but like my lips are pretty juicy.
Um
But you wouldn't do anything to your face, like nothing.
Again, I would have to like trust the doctor, and I think no, like I really genuinely like
What are you
maybe
afraid of?
fucking up my face, like fucking up my face, like no, I don't want like filler to like fuck my face up.
Oh, you think it could get worse? I'm just kidding. This is not the roast of
Urban roast, roast.
let's,
You're gonna get spit roasted after
let's
today.
get this roast
You're
of
keep talking over there. Keep
cooking
talking over there. I'm gonna call all my elf homies,
for all the dogs.
and we're gonna come. We're gonna train on that little elf pussy.
No, like no, for real. Like, what are you afraid of? Like, you don't want wrinkles, or you think you're okay with like
I also
aging?
don't mind a distinguished looking man, so I don't mind getting
That
older.
also plays into it. Like, obviously, like you like
Gender
older men.
roles.
No, you like older men, and I like younger men. So I like being young, and you like being old.
No, I think it's so cringy when like men try to be like young. Like my biggest fear would be to be like that like eternal twink that is like one time there was a cute like twink at Vita and we were dancing at Mal. Oh my God, we're still talking about Mal 3 weeks later. But we were dancing at Mal and I thought he was literally my age. I was like 25 at the time, 26. That motherfucker was 42.
Oh,
40 fucking two. No shade to all my 42-year-olds. But like he looked 20. And again, cool. But when you look 23, 22, but you're actually like 47, I don't know. It's just the energy it's weird. It's a weird energy. Like, why are you trying to be so young? Why are you wearing these pants? You're too young. I mean, you're too old. I'm shade.
I mean, Renee Rapp came out as ages, so maybe Raffi is
So
too.
what did she come out as ages with?
I just think it was just something about her preferring to be younger and be 20 or something like that. It was nothing like really ageist or anything, but I mean, I think people have an issue if you say things are. I mean, I guess there's no age on clothes and expression and stuff, but
No, there is not. I don't want to say that, but again, why are you trying to look like a 26-year-old? Like,
it's called Forever 21, not Forever 41, mama.
so I prefer, like I said, I wouldn't want to be an eternal baby looking child for
I
my,
mean, I want to
that's
be
not my
young
thing.
forever. Like, I think when I
I
get
like
to
the
like,
daddy. I like being a daddy. I like the attention of being distinguished versus being young. I think it's predatory when people like you for being young. No shame.
I just think I mean, I have weird takes on that in general. I feel like when people are like it's predatory, I'm like, what? I mean, what
Well, I
is
mean, you like fashion. You come from like fashion. You obviously
right?
come from
Yeah,
that.
obviously I come from like more in that era, so I'm just like, I mean, I guess if you are already predatory, maybe. But I don't think it's inherently predatory for youth. But I also think age and the privilege of aging is important. Like that's something I'm learning. I know I have a hang up on age. I used to love being the youngest. That was like my thing.
But you were always the tallest. So,
And that was what's so cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a young person. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But you know, as getting older, you get the wisdom allegedly. I don't
but like,
know.
how do you feel young being a counselor? You're with the young people, and like, I'm sure they make you feel old when they call the '90s the 1900s,
I
the
think
late
it's I think
1900s.
it's like a music and camp. Like I really just like connecting with the younger audience and just seeing their perspectives and comparing it and really just giving that wisdom. Like that's really what drives me. Just being like, if I was younger, I would want someone to tell me this because adults wouldn't have said this to you. Like, be like, girl, don't do this, or this is what's gonna happen. But you know, you can choose to do it either way. But like, this is what's gonna happen. And I don't feel like too removed. Like, obviously, there's gonna be new slang and new things, but I feel very current. But also, you have to think about like our generation. I just saw a TikTok video about this. Like, they were talking about the Mean Girls remake, and I know we're still talking about Mean Girls, but how it doesn't feel it feels too soon because even though it was 20 years ago, nothing has changed in terms of like society or technology. So it's like the same thing. And there's not a lot of gaps right now between what was and what is now
There
since
really isn't. I've always said that that like technology really kind of stunted. If you look at like the high tech videos of like 2016, like the YouTubers, the qualities that they were producing is still matching what the quality is producing. Maybe it's a little bit more like crisp, but like camera quality has pretty much consistently been like the same. Phones haven't made a huge change. Like the last innovative thing that Apple did was Siri, I feel like. Like having like Siri, like remember
yeah,
that
I feel
when
like
each
that
time,
and emojis to me, Face ID
uh,
was like the last like time like,
yeah.
oh that, but then that hasn't been anything gag. And that's like 3, 4 years ago, right?
So like at this point, technology has been. I don't know. I don't know.
What do you want technology to do?
I mean, I feel like at this point we should have like cars that can be like not flying cars, but like maybe like water,
We
like
can we let's get to self-driving without killing everyone first.
yeah, self-driving should definitely be a thing. Self-driving should have definitely been a thing by now. Um, hmm. At this point, homeless people should not be a thing. At this point, there should be enough like technology to like help people like
Hologram on my house. I didn't think that out. 3D print the house, Diva.
um
No, for real though. Why are we?
honestly that actually
Why?
a
Why?
3D printed little mini
Yeah,
house,
like
yeah.
mini. Why can't it be a regular house?
No, because I don't know how big 3D printers can print something,
I don't know. Like we should make 3D printing houses. Like, yeah, why are people building anymore? Like that's lame. No, for real. Like that.
Yeah, like
It's
why are people like actually using cranes? Like I think lasers should be doing that. Like I don't know. So
or like
like again,
drones.
um also why are men still a thing? We should have been having like things that can make money for us, fuck us, and tell us we're beautiful, you know? We don't really need a man
You're
for that.
beautiful, and I
Thank
give you
you. Finally you give me some compliments.
and I give you money every time I show the reggaeton brand.
I give
I
you money for Ubers apparently.
I bring this money.
Ew, what? Oh my god, that was such a sexual noise. This is real shit. Y'all be dating some unemployed man. Find you an employed man. Like why are you dealing with people that don't have jobs? That's my curiosity. Like I could never imagine. I need a job.
Fire signs
Oh,
101.
for sure. I love that therapy. That therapist fire sign me. That was so funny. That's literally what my therapist said to me. He was like,
That's what
"You
it
need
feels like.
to."
I'm like, calm down. Like that is so not my mentality. Like I never feel that way. Obviously,
Oh,
never.
I know. We've talked about this several times. We you do not care.
Motivation.
Passion, drive.
passion, ambition.
Brindle. She said reverse
No,
park.
no, for real. I that question got asked to me last night, and it's a reoccurring theme, and it's so weird to me. Like people will be like, "Oh my god, NuNu." So like, what's next? I'm like, what do you mean what's next? Like, I hate this idea that in our society we always have to keep like why can't we just enjoy the moment? But also my goals for drag, looking pretty, all these things were just this. Like, I wanted to have my podcast. I wanted to be a drag queen. I wanted to be in a big city. I wanted to be cunty and a bad bitch. I wanted to be out and take pictures. I wanted to meet my idols, and I've done all of that. So what do you mean what's next? My what's next is me enjoying my life.
Oh, I don't know who you're talking to. I didn't ask you what's next. I know what's next for me. You asked
No,
me what's next for me.
you were blacked out. You didn't talk to me last night. But the other people out and about, you
I
know,
remember you leaving at 9:30.
girl, I was the last one to leave.
You were not.
It was like, wow.
Me and Blonde were there until like at least 11, 12.
I left at 11:17, Diva.
Um,
So you left right after I left.
I laughed. I laughed when I laughed.
I left when I left, but we're celebrating Raffi. We're celebrating you. And at the end of the
No, we're
day,
celebrating you getting married. That's
oh
more
my
important.
God. Oh, but for the audience, we want to tell you wait. Definitely know your self worth because don't lowball you in your jobs.
Wait,
Don't
negotiate. Oh yeah, I definitely negotiated for the first official time in the job, and I definitely got $5,000 more and an increase on my commission. So you
yeah, it
should
never hurts to
definitely
ask.
negotiate. Definitely should negotiate. Fuck that feeling of, oh, I don't want them to think I'm greedy or whatever. Da da da. Negotiate and let them know that you know your self worth and
Right,
you
definitely.
have bills to pay. And it's 2024. Inflation is actually a fucking thing. And if you're offering an income with a four in front of it, you're a fucking psychopath.
400,000 though.
400,000 down. I'll get paid that down. That's what I should be paid for right now for the work I do, bitch. Yes, that's what I should be making down
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for the power and the stake I have and my stakeholders and my share and my wife that's on screen right now. Girl, be real. Be fucking for real.
Period.
BFFR.
Period. Period. I think that definitely wait, negotiate, wait, know your self worth, and wait. It's okay to
And
wait.
wait, again, don't be with a man with no job. Find your man. Support us men that have jobs. We need our heads laid. Okay, y'all fucking with these unemployed men is weird.
Who are you talking about? Because seems
Just
very
people.
pointed. It seems very pointed. What's going on, babes?
What to who?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Trying to investigate. Daphne
No,
Blake.
I was just saying. I was just saying. There's other people like
Oh,
just.
you just felt that in your spirit. You want to say with your chest
I
today.
have. I definitely felt that in my spirit. I feel like people. I mean, is that not a trope that I find out people are paying for their men's like car payments and they're making sure their man's car is under their name. I could never imagine that. Are you kidding me?
What I mean, make sure you follow the podcast at We Don't Do It on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, and all the things at Reggaeton Brunch DC on Instagram. So you can get all the updates at Reggaeton Brunch. The next one's February 10th. All right, link is our bio. You can follow your girl NuNu Paris at NuNu Paris, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all the things.
And you can catch me at Wait Don't Do It podcast, running the podcast Wait Don't Do It, where we tell you what not to do. And I'll be curating events around the city with an undisclosed location. I will drop details as they come. And of course, I'll always be here managing NuNu Paris's career, talent, and potential.
Until next time, this has been Wait, Don't Do It. Bye, baby.